it is Wednesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, 2022, 6:18 p.m. This is my video journal, Mitch Miller, and I'm going to try to be brief. What am I exactly trying to warn anyone that's listening to these video series about? The intelligence community, the military, politicians. What I'm trying to warn you about is that I believe the billionaire and millionaire elite class of the United States and possibly globally have a top secret or have access to a top secret satellite system and wireless emitting devices. These devices and these satellites can concentrate a wireless wave onto a property, can effectively torture someone in their own house, possibly they've isolated a wave that can cause psychosis in a human, and hypothetically can even hack certain people's brains and take over their motor reflexes. So that is the situation. I've said that you could even hypothetically hack the optic nerve to collect information for their VR helmets, their media company, their gaming companies. How would it work? Obviously a wave could inundate you from a satellite, but how would you transmit back to that satellite? Well, there could be a system of ground-based wireless devices that collect that data, that operate on the same frequencies, that have probably been studied by intelligence communities and the elite. I've said that they've been experimenting by using these wireless waves and devices and satellites pointed at prison systems, prisons, and I believe pharmaceutical companies are invested in medication management software in mental hospitals and these prisons. I don't think there's a separation between their software companies. I think they're shadow companies, software companies produced by the pharmaceutical companies so that they can gather data in real time as to what their pharmaceuticals are doing, the side effects, and how these wireless waves are affecting different populations. So I'll point to something that Donald Trump said, and when I came back to the United States from Denmark, I was brought back by 2 police officers on Trump's inauguration day. I didn't really want to come back to the United States, but I also didn't really want to go to Russia. So I came back to the United States. I got on disability. I used my time allotted to me because I was being paid to pay attention to the government, and I watched C-SPAN religiously. I watched hundreds and hundreds of hours of C-SPAN. So that's how I used my time. Donald Trump was the president. I've seen hours and hours, possibly 100 hours of Donald Trump speaking over the course of a few years. Saw a lot of his speeches, and I gave him a chance. I gave him his fair chance. I don't like ultimately how he ended up as president at the end of his presidency and things he said. I believe he's racist, and I believe he tried to cause a revolt, an armed revolt at the Capitol. I believe in a peaceful revolution based on intelligence and information, not an armed extremist revolt based on anger and someone screaming orders to a mass of people. Anyhow, I paid attention and I watched most of the James Comey hearing because I did call out James Comey when I was in Denmark. Said that I wanted to punch him in the face, basically. I paid attention to the James Comey hearing. I read his book, but during the hearing, something he said I think proves the point that these elite billionaires and millionaires have access to satellite systems that might be dubious. James Comey said in one of his intimate conversations with Donald Trump that Donald Trump said, and I'm trying to quote, but it was something similar to this. Donald Trump said, what's the matter? Did one of my satellites do something wrong? Now, at first glance, many people, I believe the majority of people, took that to mean, did one of his people do something wrong? But I take it as him referring to his satellite system that facilitates his global empire of hotels. His satellite system, did one of them do something wrong? Were they pointed at my house? Did they cause psychosis in me? So, came right from the mouth of Donald Trump. He used the term satellites. Did one of my satellites do something wrong? I think he was talking about these top secret satellite systems. To go even further, he established the Space Force, a branch of the military devoted to space. So I believe that he knows about these satellites, and he was trying to hypothetically facilitate tracking satellites. I do believe he's probably linked up to some kind of satellite system too. That's why I gave him a chance, and I could see ways that the things he was saying and doing could be used to still bring about a sustainable revolution and fight climate change, even though he revoked a lot of the regulations. And ultimately, I wanted to write a book this fall where I show how Trump could use his billions to change the world into a better place if he wanted to. I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to exploit the planet, and I think he's a madman. He's crazier than me, and he's not fit to be president again. So that's his own words. Believe it or not, I said I was going to be brief. Satellite system, it's up there. We don't regulate space, even though we have Space Force. Can they go back and track satellites and say if they were pointed at my house or pointed at different hotels? Are they pointed at hotels where celebrities are staying, and then in the mechanical closet there's devices that are also emitting and collecting wireless waves and hacking into optic nerves and things like that? I don't know. These elites own the hotels. They're not owned by the people. I think they should be owned by the people, and I have plans to make them owned by the people. I believe hotel resorts in the islands should be owned by the people that live on the island. Shouldn't be some wealthy person that built them. They built them years ago. It's time to relinquish control of those and allow the people of the islands who are in drastic danger of being overcome by climate change to use that money to fight climate change. So that's it. It's not going to be very popular with the hotel people, but like I said, I don't think they're doing very good things. So join me next time, probably next week, when my wife is gone, when I do some more video journals. Thanks for watching.